on this bit.
Yeah, let's just chat amongst ourselves for a second.
Yeah.
I mean, probably better if I do it on loop, innit? I suppose.
That's how we normally do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Far be it from me to tell you all how to do things. I just think if it's coming out of petty cash, then the invoice needs to be a bit less vague than tits and Haribo, to be honest. But that's just me. That's just me.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On the edge of the box is Madden. Madden trying to manufacture the shot, gets it away, it's there! Oh my word! What a goal from Paddy Madden! The Irishman strikes again! And is that the goal that's going to send Stockport County back into the Football League?
Hello and welcome to the Northwest Football Award nominated Scarf Bagara Award, the world's #1 English-speaking podcast. What is about Stockport County? English speaking is doing some heavy lifting there. You know what to expect by now. County news, county views, county opinions, fan guests, players and staff past and present, not to mention a load of chat that doesn't pertain to county at all. I'm just doing these intros for the benefit of the judging panel now. Oh, do you remember when I did that bungee jump for the Daft Lads? This might being rendered completely blind by a dodgy batch of absinthe. That was good, wasn't it? That time Russ took his mates into an old people's home to combine their two loves of street dance and the songs of Vera Lynn. You're laughing, but if I've learned anything from the Royal Variety Show lineups over the years, it's that old rich people bloody love breakdancing. They can't get enough of it. Anyway, vote for the Scarf Bagara War, because a vote for the Scarf Bagara War is a vote for that drivel. Then I'm Nick Lee, and as ever, I'm excited to be joined by a man who went on a stag do at the weekend. I'm very much looking forward to hearing all about this. So strap in, folks. It's Russ Johnson. Hello, Russ.
Good evening.
Good evening indeed. Come on, tell us all about the stag, mate. Come on. Who gives a shit about the football? Come on.
Yeah. No, nothing to say about the stag. The only thing is that it was poorly organised by the fact that it stopped me from going county. And I've got another one to go to this Saturday as well, so that's going to stop me from going to watch Doncaster.
Which one of the two do you reckon is going to be more lads? Woo! Out of the two stags, you know your classic stereotypical stag.
None of them really. I mean, to be fair, they've not been like that, and the one on Saturday won't be either. I'm not looking forward to the one on Saturday more than the last one because it's fancy dress. So
is it? And what are you? Which one are you going as?
Well, apparently I'm cheating because I'm going as Neo out of the Matrix.
Is it cheating?
Well, is he classed as a superhero?
Exactly. Is he not an action? Is he not an action hero?
But, is someone going as Batman? Because Batman's not a superhero; he's just a vigilante.
Well, yeah, no, Batman and Robin. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Right, I'm turning up with a clipboard, and I'm just stand there to nope, they can't go that. You could go. I was having a conversation with a friend of the show, Hannah Brown, where we discussed autism being like a superpower. So maybe you could just go with someone autistic.
Yeah, maybe. Yourself. I was going to say, can I take you?
Get a Nick skin suit. Just walk around as Nick all night.
Like, give it a couple of weeks, you can have this one, mate. Honestly,
you'll have shed it again.
I've not got long left at all, mate. I don't think. I think I'm terminal.
I don't think we need to. We don't need to announce Waggy anymore, do we? You don't, as a guest. It's just
no. It's like when you invite someone into your house.
Nod.
Yeah. When you invite someone into your house, you don't go, "That's the sofa." You know, it's just part of the furniture.
Part of the furniture, yes.
But you're not coming sitting on my knee, though. I'm not having that.
Oh, no, there's a sofa. I'll sit where I bloody well like, mate. I'm sick.
Tonight, what have we got for tonight? Well, we're going to talk about Louis Barry. We're going to talk about 5 wins in a row. We're going to talk about Ben Hinchliffe, probably Macaulay South Wales. Any other thing that we want to talk about in terms of the performances, players, anything around the club. Statue got lit up as well last night. It was pretty good. We'll talk about that. We'll cover Aki and the Forest Green wins. and we've got Jack from Rambling Rovers, who's going to come on soon to preview Saturday's match and answer.
That all sounds good to me.
Yeah, and answer the difficult questions like, what score do you reckon it'll be, and how many are you bringing?
Who are the best band from
Are
Yorkshire?
you allowed to ask that, Russ?
Yeah, well, I'm allowed to ask.
Second question.
I'm just not allowed to be interested in the answer.
Oh, right, okay.
He's got to ask it and then put his fingers in his ear straight away.
He's just gonna, la la la.
Who are the best band from Doncaster?
No, from Yorkshire. Yorkshire, full stop. I want all the Yorkshire bands in it.
There must be bands from Doncaster though. Cabbage, were they not Doncaster?
No, Cabbage and Mossley.
Oh, are they? Who was the other one?
Blinders are
Blinders,
from
there we
Doncaster.
go.
But they didn't form the band until they were at Manchester Uni, or Manchester Met. Or whatever, so,
Reverend and the where's Reverend?
Sheffield.
Is it Sheffield? I wasn't sure
This
if
is
they
my
were
area of
Cornwall or Donny.
expertise. Don't
try and
get me on Sheffield bands, Waggy.
No. I was just putting a suggestion in. That was all.
Yes.
I wrote it out, put it in the box, and just.
That's what you having opinions.
We never know, right? We never know. Jack might be one of those people that doesn't even like music, because we do come across.
Oh, not again.
People. Yeah, we do come across those people. Don't we? So let's hope he does like music.
Well, we're on music. Can I do a bit of personal admin?
You can do a bit of personal admin.
I'm not coming out or anything, but obviously I do this pod. I do my Arctic Monkeys pod. Well, I've got a new podcast.
Yeah,
a new comedy podcast called Liquor and Lyrics. Not an oral sex guide. Someone genuinely thought it was. They genuinely thought it was a sexy thing. That could not be further from the truth. It's not sexy at all. We have a drink and we pick, those songs that are like massively popular and in some cases are even good, but they have some really questionable, terrible lyrics in. And we just do that, have a few drinks and just have a good old laugh. So you can find that. I'll stick it in the episode description. I might even play a trailer next week if it can be asked. It can be asked transferring it from my phone onto here.
Yeah, doing all that stupid.
All that effort.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't have an iPhone, it would be easier. If I had an Android again, then it'd be piss easy.
Yeah.
Kyle
thinking you've had more podcasts than girlfriends in the last 10 years.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep. Yep. Although, but the podcasts don't send me texts at 1 a.m.
I was going to say, there's so many positives of a podcast.
So swings and roundabouts. But yes, we're 3 episodes deep now. We've done Grease Lightning off Grease, which I'm sure you'll be a fan of, Russ, being a musical fan like myself. We have also done Rabbit by Chaz and Dave. See, look at those two diametrical opposite songs, Chaz and Dave and Grease. And we've also just released Year 3000 by Busted. So we're covering all bases. We've got Ed Sheeran to come. We've got Kings of Leon to come. We've got Shaggy coming. We've got some good stuff, and it's fun. I think it's the best thing I've done.
Is it? Oh wow! Will it get award nominated? That's the question.
I'm not asked about the awards. I just want like Spotify or Acast or Audible to like buy it off us. That's all I want. That's all I'm hanging on for. If we have enough podcast ideas, eventually one of them's
going to stick.
Someone will go, yeah. All right then, yeah.
Right, cool. Right, we've got Jack patiently backstage. Let's get him out. It's Jack from Rambling Rovers. Hello, mate. You all right?
Evening.
All right.
Nah, not bad. Right, yeah. Not bad. Much better after yesterday's result, obviously.
Yes. Don't be like put off or swayed by all this production that we've got. We're just 3 yokels from bloody Stockport, by the way. So we're just gonna ask you like shitty questions and see what happens.
Production. Where's this production?
All this production that we've got.
Just a bit.
No, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it, mate. So Doncaster, or Donny, as we like to say. What how has it gone for you? We know, well, we can see the table. We know it's not been great, but just give us a bit of an insight as to how it's gone, how the natives are feeling, that kind of thing.
Yeah, not to be biased. A lot of opposition fans we've come up against this season have said the same thing, that the table doesn't give us a true reflection, and I'm sure you agreed this early on. This time last year, I feel we're in quite a similar predicament to what Stockport were. look, we have had a huge overall of players in the summer. I think it's 12 or 13 players we fetched in. Again, very similar to what you fetched in last year. So it takes time, as you know. We had a good pre-season. Beating teams in the higher tiers, Sheff Wednesday, Port Vale, etc. And it looked all positive. And then obviously the opening day, and it didn't necessarily go to plan. The performance were a bit lackluster to begin with, to be fair. But in the last games, we've seen a much more upturn in form, and performances are slowly starting to turn. And that's albeit with, I think, 11 or 12 on the injury table. So there's positives to take. I think last six games, 4 wins, 2 defeats. A defeat at Wrexham, a defeat at Barrow, but then a few wins against 2 teams that have been top of the league when they've come to town, and that's in Gillingham and Crawley, who retrospectively has had a good start to the season. So it's turning. 12 goals scored in our last 6 conceded. So hoping for plenty on Saturday, and hopefully we can hit you with a bit of a surprise sucker punch, because I'm sure you'll be the overall favourites going into the game.
There's a sucker punch in the post for us, definitely. It's without a doubt. It's around the corner, isn't it? Next few weeks we're getting hit with one of them.
It seems as if it's every team in League Two that you talk about. Sorry, every team in League Two's got loads of injuries. What's going on?
Yeah, Yeah, well, you guys are in the same predicament, aren't you? But I feel like we've fetched a young lad in from West Brom, Mo Farl, who's playing up top with Joe Ironside. Obviously, former Mullins strike partner at Cambridge. He's a great hold up player. Fantastic. He's a defence nightmare, and he's really come into form in the last 6 weeks. He's sort of been the leader of the upturning form with his performances, and everyone's sort of following suit. So hopefully that'll continue on Saturday, and he'll give your defence something to think about.
Yeah, you're making me nervous now.
Couldn't for what to go now.
It's just our luck in it that Danny come along.
I'm bluffing.
Yeah. Poker, will you? No, it's just our luck though that a team like Donny, who've got loads of pedigree, good fan base, start to play well just as they come up to us. I know we've won 5 on the spin, but like Nick said, I think there is a sucker punch coming to us at some point, especially after 5.
Yeah. Well,
Say that again,
Crawley were unbeaten in 6. So Crawley were unbeaten in 6. So if anything's to go by, we like to. Gillingham were the same. So we're ending people's run of forms at the minute. But I'll be honest, I'm not. I'll take a draw now for Saturday, hands down. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it so far.
So who are your standout players then? Have you still got Tommy Rowe? Because I'm pretty sure, I don't think he's moved on anywhere, has he? But who's your standout players then, apart from the ones you've probably already mentioned?
Yeah, Tommy's missed last few weeks. He picked up a suspension for a high challenge on a Swindon player a few weeks back. He seems to have a bit of a slow start to the season. He's 35 now, albeit probably still one of the fittest players in the squad. He's always prided himself on his fitness, and we've always seen that from Tommy Rowe at Donny. The standout players, to be fair, after last night, I could say every single one of them, because it probably arguably our best performance of the season, which again is huge going into this game on Saturday against yourselves. But for me, it's probably got to be Luke Molyneux, who's, since the injuries, McCann's had to switch from his normal 4-3-3 formation to a 5-3-2, and he's sort of adapted Luke Molyneux to a left wing back role, and he's excelling in it at the minute. He's had a really good start to the season, although I don't think he's got a goal yet. Ironside as well, who I say is a defence nightmare. I reiterate that point. He's just so big, and defenders just can't cope with him. And Crawley felt that last night. And probably a surprise package in midfield, finally getting going after being with the club for 2 years, is Ben Close, who's scored a few worldies in recent weeks, and there's a few, but they're probably the main threats in my opinion.
Yeah, just looking at your stats. I mean, okay, I think you are starting to pick up, but your away form is pretty poor, isn't it? I mean, in the last 5, you've lost 4 and won 1. So I know you talk about that good form. So I guess some of that is some of that form in the cup as well, or am I reading this wrong here?
Yeah, it's in all competitions. Yeah, like I said, I'm bluffing. I'm trying to give you something to think about for Saturday.
Hey, mate. Hey, fair play. And I suppose after us as well, thinking of your next fixtures, you've got some fairly winnable ones. And
Yeah.
it's probably a good chance for you if you come. I'm not saying you're going to park the bus, but I'll ask you that question in a second. But if you do come, manage to get a draw. I'm not being Billy Big Bollocks there. If you come and get something out the game, that sets you up then, doesn't it, for Sutton, Tranmere, possibly Salford and Grimsby in the next games. How do you think you will come and set up on Saturday?
Well, we've had a tough start to the season in terms of the fixtures we've faced. I know it's early on. I've got to play everybody twice, but in terms of looking at the teams we have played, we've had Notts County, we've had Wrexham, we've had Gillingham, we've had Crawley, MK Dons are in there. So we've had some favourable teams that of course Crawley not expected to be up there, but have had a good start. It ends hopefully with you on Saturday, and then we have some favourable games coming up. So if we can pick up a point on Saturday. Going into these games, that if we do want to be up there, we've got to look at beating teams such as Tranmere, Sutton as well, who are coming up. So, in terms of how I think we'll set up on Saturday, McCann's not one for going defensive. He wants to get at teams. He's not one to come and say like, let's sit back and let's counter. He'll want to play his own game. He's a possession-based manager. He likes his team to keep the ball, as do yourself. So, it'll be an open game in my opinion. We like to get at teams. Well, that's something certainly we've seemed to be doing over the last 6 games where form's just sort of upturned a little bit. But that's my opinion in it. I think we'll come and try and play our game and try and get at you and make you uncomfortable, because Edgeley Park's great when it's rocking, but when it's quiet for your players, it can be quite significant. So I'm sure that's what it'll be aiming to do.
We'll just break off briefly for a second, and I'm going to do it now. We're going to use the breaking news jingle, because we've got a bit of breaking news that we can all react to.
Hey.
You know what it is, Russ? Do you're nodding your head? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
So that's new.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me about that. Bloody hell. Probably didn't really fit. Mark Hughes has been sacked anyway. There we go. Bradford have sacked Mark Hughes. So there's Wrexham's next manager sorted.
That was expected.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's taken him this long, to be honest.
Well,
absolutely woeful.
Didn't he say in his post-match interview last night that he doesn't fear the sack because they sack the managers all the time, and where's that got him? That's pretty much what he said.
That's
bold,
isn't it? That's a bold strategy. I mean, let's not let this distract from the fact that his first name is actually Leslie. I think that's the most important thing to take from the Mark Hughes thing. Leslie. You would go by Mark, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that.
Last couple of questions, mate. Then I'll let you go, or we'll let you go. Well, no. First one's first. How many are you bringing? Is it? Have you sold out for your end on Saturday? Did I read that right?
It's sold out last week. Sold out last week, mate. 902, yeah, or 912 if I'm not wrong. They haven't give us the uncovered stand, which I believe they do normally open up to their own fans, but they have.
Yeah, we've got it this week. I think they've just opened it up to home fans.
Yeah, they opened it up yesterday or today.
Yes, yeah. I'm just glad I'm not in there. Oh. It's going to be nice on Saturday weather-wise, apparently. So
yeah.
23 degrees.
Yeah, and
I'll 24 degrees.
It's too hot. Yeah, I'll be dressed as Neo in 23 degrees. Woohoo! Yeah. Question just come in. Have you got any pace at the back?
Yes. Joel Owell, our main probably most impressive defender at the club. Really young up and coming talent. Signed him from Arsenal in the relegation season, mid-season. We've sort of used him to complement Tom Anderson, who will probably start on Saturday, who's now 30, or Richard Wood, who we signed from Championship Rotherham in the summer, who's 36. Them two are the sort of big, no-nonsense shithouse defenders, if you like, brick walls that get on the end of anything. But then obviously Aloha has that bit of pace just to cover the backs if needed. So yeah, certainly there's a little bit of pace in defence, and especially with the wing backs as well. Owen Bailey, we signed from Gateshead in the summer. He's been impressive since coming in. He's been playing at a sort of a back three along with Aloha and Anderson. And again, he's a young lad. He's got pace. Tom Nixon at right wing back, he's pacey, and then obviously Molyneux on the left as well. So plenty of pace in that defence for certain. Yeah,
I'm enjoying the parallels because. You said because of your injuries, you've had to go from 4 at the back to a 3 or a 5, whereas we're the opposite. We've had injuries and had to go from 3 or 5 to a 4.
Yeah, well, that's it. We started the season, and McCann's very much preferred formation is a 4-3-3. But obviously since the injuries, and the main thing that he wanted in summer was depth, and it was very fortunate that he went for that approach, because if we hadn't have had the squad depth, we'd probably be in quite a bit of trouble now. But we fetched in Tom Nixon on loan from Hull City, and he's just improved week on week. He's very much better than James Brown at right back. Let's just say that. So there you go.
Good old James Brown, eh?
Yeah, good old James Brown. Last question then. Give us a score prediction before we let you go.
I've got to back us. Of course. It's going to be tough. We're away from home. It's Edgley Park. There's an incredible atmosphere when it gets going there. We've conceded. We're scoring at 2 goals a game at the minute, and we're conceding at 1 goal a game. So on that basis, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Rovers win, hopefully.
Good man. You've got to come on and back your own team. We don't expect anyone to not do that. Brilliant stuff. Listen, Jack, we'll let you go. We'll carry on. We'll carry on chatting. Cheers, mate. Get you on towards the end. Well, when we come and play you, we'll get you back on. If that's all right.
Anytime, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, pal.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, lovely. I do. Me and the guys. Cheers.
Cheers. There we go. Just a bit of a slight delay then made it a bit difficult, didn't it? But I think we got the gist.
It felt like he was. It felt like he was reporting from a war zone. I've not been to Doncaster for a while. It might still be like that.
But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, pace at the back. Sounded like they only had one that had any pace at the back, and with our cheat code we've got, he might do well, might he?
He is just a
so,
cheat code, isn't he, Barry?
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Isn't he?
It's disgusting. It reminds me of like last night when he's going attacking their fullbacks and trying to get in, like cutting inside, getting into the box. It reminded me of it's like when I play with my nephew, because he's like 5, and
is he doing that to you?
Running after him, wheezing. That's when I introduced him to the concept of the 2-footed tackle. He won't be doing that again. Can't beat me in calipers, can you, Finlay? Have a bit of that.
No, but he does keep hold of it in areas where you don't expect him to, and almost controls it where you wouldn't expect him to control it. You know, it's the ball's bobbling about, and he's got somebody on him, and he just seems to shrug him off. He's got strength as well, hasn't he, for someone so small?
Reminds me of me in a way.
Why is it all about you, Nick? Why is everything all about you?
Like McFly. Christ.
Stick that in your blickers and bloody lyrics. Come on. Let's talk about Barry.
You mean no, it's Barry Louie, isn't it? Larry Bowie, sorry.
Larry Bowie, yeah, Larry
Bowie. There were scouts there last night watching him from Championship and League One clubs, apparently. So we need to start constructing
a moustache.
Yeah, we should tell them he's a proper wrong'un. We should be like oh, when he orders something off Just Eat, after he's eaten it, he'll go on the help thing and tell him it didn't arrive and get a refund. Just tell him stuff like that about his character.
Yeah, yeah.
But you don't want him around your squad. No, no. He doesn't push his wing mirrors in when he parks his car up and leaves it. Just and then moans at people when they bump into him. Nah, I wouldn't want him in my squad if I was a manager of another club.
I'm not
Bad
sure
egg.
scouts don't write all that down, do they? I mean, they probably have like a.
Well, they should do, because sign good people first, good players second. That's my motto.
Yeah.
I mean, not like I don't. I'm trying to think of someone who's like generally considered to be a good person. Bob Mortimer. Don't go signing Bob Mortimer just because he's a good person. You need the football ability as well. That's got to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing with football is, right?
Have you had a word with Simon Wilson about this? See if it
Yeah.
works for
Is there a tick box on his form?
He stopped answering my calls.
The thing with football though is, I don't know if you noticed, but as long as you're good enough, they don't care what your personality's like. If you're good enough and they can earn money out of you, that's what they'll do. So this thing of having good people first is an utopia you're never going to reach.
I don't know. I think if you look at the squad Jim put together from 2016 onwards, I think that fit that, and I think the squad we've got now does as well. I think we've had a couple of bad eggs in the couple of years since, like in between Jim and Dave. I think there's a couple of players that you can maybe describe as not that they're bad people, but just didn't fit the ethos and what have you. I'm not naming any names; they know who they are.
Yeah,
I've got them tattooed on my back, just to remind me. But yeah, I think for the most part, we've got players who. I did notice at the end of last night's game, Louis Barry was straight over to the young fans at Cheadland and stuff like that. Right, yeah, it's nice. I like it. I mean,
yeah.
Jude Bellingham has just signed for like the biggest club in the world, and he's absolutely smashing it. And he seems like a lovely lad.
Yeah. I'm not saying the world's full of them in football, but what I'm saying is, you can have a team of elite footballers that are all quite nice, and then they'll be like, I don't know, like a Mason Greenwood or something, or something like that. One in there that's a bit of a trouble call. Anthony, that kind of thing.
I was just about to say,
allegedly, they're all allegedly.
He's going to reel off the Man United squad now.
Mason Greenwood, and I was like, I'll move away from that. I'll move away from making myself a bad person. Like, if Mason Greenwood's the level we're going for, I don't think I'm quite on his level. Well, no, there's no don't think about it. I'm not on Mason Greenwood's level. I'm not a Mason Greenwood type of guy. Apart from the fact that heads.
Yeah. So back to Louis Barry. I tell you what,
people who are also good footballers.
Yes, there are. There's lots and lots of them. We've got, and like you say, our team at the moment they all appear to be like that. Let's talk about Aki for a bit and Forest Green then, because they're the two recent wins. Accrington Stanley, I didn't go because I was getting wet in Chester on a stag do.
I was getting wet in Accrington. Very wet in Accrington.
You were, weren't you?
Yes.
I was getting wet in Cheadle watching the stream, I tell you. Fantastic first half. Jesus. Don't like it.
Accrington, we say, the first half we were brilliant. They were awful. We didn't get out of like second or third gear. And then they made 3 changes at half time. They looked a bit better. We got the third goal, and then we just basically took our foot off the gas and just coaxed and coasted. And then the changes that were made didn't really make an impact, and we just couldn't keep hold of the ball. So it was just petered off because, as we say, that the bench at the minute isn't looking brilliant. And what do we have? A 19 to 18-year-olds and a 17-year-old on the pitch at the end against Accrington. Pye, Pond, who else is there? Cottrell, yeah, and then Ashton Mee, wasn't he? Mee was on the front
everyone's
as well.
Favourite Metrolink stop. And I am going to absolutely flog that joke to within an inch of its life. Don't you worry. I'm glad you mentioned actually about us coasting a bit second half, because How people? Well, we said it last week that we've clicked. I controversially don't think we have clicked yet. I don't. But not saying we've been crap or anything, because obviously we haven't. But I mean, Dave mentioned it in his interviews as well. Like the last couple of interviews, he said he wasn't really impressed with like maybe the last half hour we got a bit sloppy. So I don't think we've truly clicked until we do it for close to 90 minutes. But last night, I can forgive him for being sloppy second half, because
I don't think
I
we
mean,
was
the
necessarily
having to rotate and
sloppy.
stuff.
We just really took our foot off the gas and just wanted to try
Yeah,
and
well,
slow it down and control it from the back,
yeah,
because we were easily
which I
comfortable.
can
and
take when we need
yeah,
to rotate and stuff like that.
and
Like when we've got two midweek things in a row.
yeah, and it was the same. Yeah, it was the same starting 11 to Saturday as well. So you can, you can understand. Did you say they even? I don't think they had a shot on target in the second half, did they? Even though, and I think they actually looked better after the sending off. But again, I think that as soon as they went down to 10 men, we were 2-0, and it was just like, right, we'll just stand back, sit back, slow the game down, try and play it around the back and stuff like that. And yeah, they still didn't look really dangerous. And yeah, Troy Deeney was absolutely bobbins. All he seemed to do was moan.
They knocked it about. They knocked it about quite nicely. They passed it about nicely, but it was very Rusk-esque. I mean, we passed it about nicely under Rusk, but just offered. They had a couple of nice crosses across the box where we looked kind of all at sea trying to defend it, and there was just no one there. Like Troy Deeney was on the edge of the box screaming at people when he should have been making.
I was quite surprised at the position that they're in, that they came and had a go at us. I thought that they would have definitely come and parked the bus. So it was quite surprising the first few minutes when you seen, they were getting at us, they were trying to, play the ball and stuff like that. But yeah, I just don't think there was no end product, was there? As you say, it was just looked pretty, and they didn't go anywhere. And again, South Wales had their wing back in his pocket all night again.
I mean, in terms of like you said about teams coming and having a go at us, and when we didn't expect it, that's what I want to see the most at the moment. I want to see someone come and
definitely.
I want to see someone come and sit in against us and see how we've improved over the last few weeks, see how we can break them down, because I think we can now. That's it. And I want to see that. I think when that happens, that'll be the test of how well we're clicking. I think.
That it sounds like that's not going to be Saturday though. If Donny are going to come and come at us, don't forget as well. I mean, this clicking thing. I'm reserving judgment on the clicking thing. I mean, it's nice to win 5 in a row, and it looks like it's working. I'm reserving judgment until Woods, Hippo, Noel, Powell all come back in. Paddy gets up to speed, that kind of thing, to see how they all perform week in, week out, playing different ways. Because if all those boxes get ticked, then I can't see anyone stopping us. But there's a lot of ifs to get to that point, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. Small point from last night that's just popped up in the comments as well. Left wing back wearing number 2, right wing back wearing number 3.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Sickening. Genuinely, like one of the great humanitarian tragedies of our time, I think. But number 2 got sent off, so that's what you get. I didn't see him get his first yellow, so I'm assuming it was for wearing number 2 at left wing.
As soon as he walked on the pitch, he walked on the pitch. The referee just said he walked past and went, nope.
The referee's also a nerd with nothing else going on in his life, so he has to bother about things like that.
Yeah. There's a couple of comments here about the bench. So Ian Dowden says, I mean, I really need some players back because the bench is piss weak. Well, I wouldn't say piss weak. We've got some good young players on there, haven't we? So
I think if we were in a situation where we were maybe a goal down with 10 minutes to go, and then you look into the bench, then maybe you can use the phrase piss weak. But not when we've already won games with 45 minutes to go, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter. You're just giving experience to young players.
But yeah, I think, I mean, Charlie sort of said it. I think it was after the Aki game as well. It was like he's brought them players on, and you think about the players that have got to come back. These players are playing to even be on the bench, aren't they? And if they come on for half an hour and they're not doing anything, then they're not going to get in the squad once we got them players back. So I think he's like as you said, always, all the time, in it, you get given the option or get given the opportunity, you've got to take it, and you've got to say, I want this position. You can't drop me, or you need to have me in the squad so that I can come and make a difference for you. And I don't think we've seen that from against Accrington. The 5 subs that came on didn't really make an impact, didn't really hold the ball, and think the sort of similar last night. But I say the other thing, bringing Richardson on and playing him up front with Paddy, he's done that for the last 2 games. It just seems a bit of a strange one to stick him up there, considering he's normally.
I think we've decided that pace is the way up top now. I think pace is the way up there now. So it's a matter of just someone, because the lad Josh Papula, the emerging talent player, obviously he's just come back from his loan, but during pre-season he played up top and no one knows what his position is. It's great. I love it. He's like the mystery man. he's like the milk tray man. We just don't know. He's going to come in through your window, but we don't know when.
Do you reckon it's obfuscated in on Charlie's notes? It's like anonymized or whatever. It's just like, I don't know where to play him.
I think of him as being like Nicholas Alexanderson on the old Championship Manager, where he can play every single position.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, I've just off topic slightly. I've installed 0102 and Championship Manager 3 on my laptop. Oh, mate, so good.
0102 was my jam. That was the one with Rushton and Diamonds, wasn't it? Rushton and Diamonds, and you got 6 million to spend in League 2.
Oh, is that right? Oh, I didn't know that.
That was the dream. Yeah. That was the, and you could just pretty much, you could get players from like the Swedish league and stuff. All the good players in there. They come to in League 2.
That's it. Send a scout out to Scandinavia. Kaboom! Yeah. You've got it.
Yeah, living the dream. Not like nowadays where you send them to South America.
Yeah.
That's it. Hello, Colombia. I'm back again. I don't like being asked what position I am. Last time I played 11-a-side, I was playing for a pub in Withington, and my first game, I was a sub. I was our one sub. Thought, oh well, after years of like smoking and drinking, well, after the night before of smoking and drinking, I was like, well, I'll get on for 10 minutes at the end. That'll do me. And then about 5 minutes in, our midfielder goes off injured. It's like, go on you go, Nick.
You're
like, centre mid. Like centre mid. I was like, what? Just sit in front of the back four and protect him. Yeah, he's like, no, box to box. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. And I tell you what, listeners, I did die. It's horrible. Really, really bad. I did all right. I had some tidy touches, nice bit of interplay, but the running.
It's further than you think, isn't it?
It is. That's like best off being a goalkeeper. Although not nowadays with your newfangled sweeper keepers having to just go 30 yards out and then run back when you're about to get lobbed, judging by that absolute thing that Man United have got in there. I said when they signed him, because there's all these highlight reels of him, none of the highlight reels show him making a save. It's all just him like spraying crossfield passes. I don't think he's got arms.
Is he like a T-Rex?
He's like when youngsters play FIFA and they come out with the keeper, start roaming around with the keeper. Yeah. That's what he reminds me of.
I do that as well, just because it annoys people.
I feel like we should spend more time talking about Barry because he's absolutely immense. A few weeks ago, I went on a Euro News podcast. I think I mentioned this maybe last week or the week before, and he asked me. He said, "Do you think he's took any sort of inspiration or mentoring? Like we talked about mentoring last week from Jack Grealish, because are they similar type of players?" And I said, "No." I said, "If anything, I'm not saying he's as good as Messi or he ever will be, but he's more of a Messi type player to me. Low center of gravity,
close control,
goes left and right, keeps it on him, goes to the line, comes towards the goal and stays on his feet." I don't know. What do you think? Where do you think the similarities lie with him?
I think he's got the Grealish look, though, hasn't he?
I mean, he's got a
look a bit Grealishy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. That's
the headband and the accent.
Yeah, maybe the accent.
Yeah. Let's hope we don't see Louis Barry getting cut out of his car, pissed at 3 a.m. Crashing into the plaza. Behave yourself, please.
But yeah,
No,
you
it's
feel like
like-
you had a
it's-
car crash, didn't they? So.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's just it's his close control, and even when he the ball comes to him on the line, and you think, oh shit, that's gone out, and it's like, oh, he's turned and he's away. Well, how did he do that? And then, as you say, the first half an hour last night, the only thing that was
Unplayable.
missing was a goal. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
absolutely unplayable. They tried putting 2 people on him, and his feet, he just danced away from them, and that big lumbering, what is it, left centre back or whatever it was that would add him 25 or some number 25, he just couldn't cope with him. He was just trying to grab him every time, and he was just going past him. As you say, he's got a surprising amount of strength for his size. He won't get pushed off the ball, and it is like it's just like it's on a piece of string.
Yeah.
So he's unbelievable.
Who do you think is the? I'd say he's the most exciting player attacking player we've had since Danny Lloyd. I'd say, in terms of it gets you up on your feet. You know, when he gets the ball, you think, well, something's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't even think who had. Prior to that, you're probably talking Pilkington or Rowe. I'd say.
This was doing the rounds on Twitter today, wasn't it? Yeah, Pilkington and Rowe wasn't mentioned. Pilkington was, and then before that, people were mentioning Jeffers and Cooper.
Cooper, yeah. Cavaco for me as well.
Cavaco, yeah.
Big Cavaco fanboy, mate.
Yes. But yeah, he's got a lot of potential, and we'll be talking about it probably till the transfer window opens, won't we? Will he stay or will he go?
Well, we'll see if we can get Isaiah Kite out, and he can bring us all the he can keep an eye out for cars, can't he?
Yes, he can.
Because that's how you know a transfer is happening, when there's a car.
When there's cars.
Yeah. I can't tell you the amount of times I've watched Top Gear accidentally watched Top Gear thinking it was transfer deadline day, waiting for Jim White to pop up, and he didn't. Panto as well, though. While we're on the pace merchant. Pace merchant makes it sound like that's all they've got. Theo Walcott was a pace merchant because he had literally nothing else. But Tanto is just becoming such a well-rounded player. Goal and an assist last night. A fantastic assist. Great pressing with him and Maka to win the ball back high up, and great intelligence with the ball to Sarcevic as well.
Well, that's the other one as well. Maka coming back. He's looked like a different player.
Yeah.
You just say, I think Noel will struggle to get back in the team.
Yeah.
Well,
Noel's gone from first on the team sheet to
yeah, absolutely.
He's going to struggle. Yeah. It's mental.
Healthy competition. That's what you want.
Yeah.
But Tanto, I mean, special mention for Tanto. He just doesn't let up, does he? He doesn't give those defenders a moment of peace, and I love it.
There was a point last night where he slid in on the keeper, and first half he tackled the keeper, and it's just. But there was a few times last night, because that keeper did he just sign? Was it Sunday or Monday that keeper signed on an emergency loan?
Oh right, another one.
The Aki one, the Accrington Stanley one was.
The Accrington one was. I don't know if last night's was.
Oh, it might have been Accrington. I was thinking of. But yeah, the keeper last night looked a bit shaky. Every time he had the ball at his feet and he saw Tanto running at him, he absolutely shat himself.
Yeah.
Andrew Plant asked if we've talked about Mark Hughes being sacked yet. Yeah, well, yes, 30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago.
We did.
Yeah.
As it happened.
When it happened. As it happened. Yeah.
It happened.
All the latest news as it happened. Yeah.
It was live. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't talk about the news as it happens, then it's not news, is it? It's olds.
Oh,
olds,
yeah.
Isn't it?
Never thought about it that way.
Olds. Oh, yeah, I can be profound when I want to be, Russell.
Yeah. Do you think news stands for new stuff, but they just like dropped it off or put the S onto the new?
No,
so that'd be news.
No, just news. And drop the tough.
You just said off. You didn't say the T.
Oh, don't
well,
be.
I heard it was.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
North, east, south, west.
No, notable events, weather and sports, but that's an urban myth. It's actually not.
Oh, right. I mean, it fits though, doesn't it?
It does. I think that's why people say that, because
Yeah.
it fits. I think that's why people use that little.
Northeast, southwest, notable events, weather and sport.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Should we?
It's
should
like,
we
it's
move
like
on?
those things. It's like those things that people say when I was watching Pointless tonight, and Thomas Crapper was one of the answers, and people were like, "Oh, he invented a toilet." My mum was like, "Oh, he invented a toilet." I was like, "No, he didn't." Well, I didn't say it like that. I was like, "Actually, I think you'll find." But yeah, Thomas Crapper did not invent the toilet. He invented the ball cock and the U-bend, but he did not invent the toilet as a whole.
Toilets.
So take that, fact fans.
I was going to say, would that not be the Romans that did that?
Possibly. They got up to a lot of stuff the Romans did.
They did. They did.
What did they ever do
Nothing
for us?
More notable mentions then from last night. I mean, we've already mentioned Macaulay South Males. He's absolutely ripping it up. Ben Inchliff, top 10
Into the top 10.
appearances.
Yep.
Absolutely
Quads
magnificent.
tumbling.
Yes.
We'll be seeing him in a couple of weeks. We'll be chatting to him.
We will.
Stockport Gin
We will at Stockport Gin, yeah.
for the
Are the tickets on sale yet for that? Do we need to do anything?
Tickets are sold out.
It's sold out.
Oh, is it already sold out?
Right. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And if you're bringing a +1, Russ, they'll be standing up. I'll tell you that. It's a good job someone's on top of it all.
I'm just not with it at all, mate. Honestly, I just don't know what day it is. Anyway, back to Ben. Are we even debating whether he's the greatest goalkeeper?
Oh, there'll be people that'll go on. We've obviously done this to death. He is the greatest. He's not the best. He's the greatest that we've ever had.
Thank you, Waggy. That is why you are the sofa up on the podcast.
Thanks.
Because yes, he is. See, you've been listening. Like
I've been listening.
when it comes to like deciding whether to extend your probation period, all this will be.
Oh right, okay. I didn't realise
That's
it
when
was
you
a
get your-
probation period.
Yeah, you have an appraisal. Have an appraisal after 12 weeks, and then that's when you get your little lanyard with your photo on.
Oh.
Yeah. Doesn't get you access to anywhere. It just makes you feel important. That's it.
Brilliant.
So is that all we're going to say about Ben? Is that
Ben,
it? Yeah,
phenomenal, the greatest. Who else? Should we?
Ethan Pye, someone's mentioned.
Ethan
Pye,
growing
Sauce,
nicely into the side.
Croasdale.
I mean, you could name them all, couldn't you? But...
Yeah, basically, they've all played really well. I don't think there's been anybody that you would sort of doubt. Certainly not for like the last two first halves or the first 60 minutes of the last two games. Everybody's been 7 or 8 easily, haven't they?
Yeah. What about a special mention for Odin Bailey? Because I went on a Salford podcast, and he got me on just to talk about Torre, Barry, and Bailey. And
did you just laugh at him?
Well, they were just. he was a bit ambivalent about Bailey, just saying, "Well, he wasn't in our squad. We let him go. Were you surprised that he came?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, yeah, because it was a final day transfer deadline day signing." But honestly speaking, he's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he? I mean, since he came on at NK Dons, he's just been brilliant.
Absolutely. It just gives me a chance to say well done for the Odin recruitment again. So
yeah,
any chance to get to flog that dead horse is fine by me. I mean, we're not going to be getting to use Rydell High until next season, probably. So,
no.
Which is a worry for me. The Ryan Rydell situation, out of contract next summer, seemingly injured until the end of this. Well, until next year. I think he's out for the season by the sounds of it. So it'll be interesting to see what. I mean, I suppose it protects us in a way because clubs aren't going to be wanting to punt on a player who's had a bad injury. So
no, but
it's whether he's fancied or not, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you want Dave Jones. I remember Dave Jones saying it was the first time I heard it. He doesn't mind players being ambitious and wanting to move on to better things because that's what you want. If a player's going to come to county and not be ambitious, then it's not the type of player you want, I guess. But I don't mind all that. I don't mind, if we sold Rydell to bloody West Brom for $1 million, I don't mind. Like Collar's probably. I've always said from the start, Collar's going to go for $1 million. 7 figures at
think.
least.
Well,
It
on
wouldn't
current
bother-
form, doesn't he look? It's amazing the difference
He's coming.
where he clearly looks injured for
Yeah.
yeah
I mean, close to a year. You could say there was points
injured
where
and
he was
tired
struggling with
probably.
injury. Yeah. But last night he looked so good on the ball. He looked so mobile. There was times towards the end of last season and first few weeks of this season where he looked like he was running through treacle. He just looked
Yeah.
like he'd lost something, and he's back, baby. He's back.
He's back.
Yeah, he certainly is. He certainly is.
He's amongst the goals very soon, I reckon.
Yeah, well, he's already been amongst. Well, he scored at Aki, didn't he? So I would expect him to notch a few.
Scored against Wrexham, didn't he?
But he didn't.
Oh no, he crossed. He got the cross for the first goal, wasn't it? From Hinchcliffe's clearance, he ran onto it.
Yes, yeah. I was going to say there was that many goals that day. I can't remember.
That's why Wrexham kicked off at a variety of different times, as we saw last week.
Yes, yeah, that was good. That Neil Deakin says Sars was overweight. He's gone leaner. Well, if Sars was, there's somebody near me who keeps on saying that Sars is a fat beastard, and I keep on thinking, I wish I was that fat.
Yeah. He's stocky. He's stocky, isn't he? I don't think he's.
I just think that's his body
That's
frame.
his build.
That's
his build.
Yeah, I always thought that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Sarcevic fan, me. I've never really
again he's looked like he's come back with a point to prove, hasn't he, this season? I think he was in and out of injury again last season when he was hit and miss with some of it, and he got a lot of criticism for it and stuff. And I think he's come back chomping at the bit to prove that he's up for it and he's going to get us promoted as well.
Oh, that's a big statement.
Well, since you say that, we're a point better off than this point last season, I believe.
I think is it not more than that?
No, it's more than that, isn't it?
Is it more than that?
Yeah, because
I didn't check. I just saw someone had said it. And
before Accrington. Oh, hang on a minute. Before Accrington, we were 2 points worse off than this time last season, or something like that, or 2 points better off. I can't remember.
We're doing 2 points better off because I think before MK Dons, I think we were 1 point better off than we were last season. At the same point, was that 6 games in. So we didn't win 4 on the spin, did we? For the first 10 games last year.
Yeah.
So we must be much better off. But I think there's nobody being consistent in this league. As you say, I just think Crawley got beat by Doncaster last night. You know what I mean? There's no Leyton Orient, is there, this year? Because they won 10 out of 11.
There is, it's us.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Hopefully,
why can't it be? Yeah.
But that's what I say. Put a decent run together, 10, 15 games unbeaten, and you'll be running away with it in this league.
Yeah.
And looking at the games we've got coming up, our upcoming fixtures, that's doable. I mean, there'll be draws in there. There might well be. We might slip up somewhere, but I think the run of games we've got coming up is much better than the one we've had.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, somebody put it on, and it's probably somebody who's watching now. I'm thinking Ian Dowden here, probably, because he's the stat man, isn't he? But I'm sure we hadn't, before Accrington, I don't think we'd played anybody in the bottom 8. Or the bottom... No, I'm going to say bottom 8. So everybody we played were either above us or just in that mid-table bit. So we've been through a really hard patch of games until we played Accrington. And now we're going to get some of the ones that are a bit more sort of down near the bottom, I think. So, but going off that, you'd expect us to pick up points, wouldn't you? But like you say, your sucker punch thing made me shiver a bit, because I just thought, that's right, we're going to get sucker punched at some point, aren't we?
Yeah, it'll be when the crowd tips over 10,000 again. That'll be when it happens.
Yeah.
As soon as the attendance goes to like 10,001, it seems like something changed. And we just go, oh.
But I don't know, because we've had seasons, haven't we? Past couple of seasons where we've just gone on stupid runs where it's been 20 games unbeaten or whatever, and let's hope it's the same. And even the teams above us, like Notts County, are conceding like Billy O, aren't they? And Who else are up there? Mansfield. Mansfield are probably the only ones that look tight to me.
Yeah,
I think Swindon are scoring a lot of goals, but they're conceding as well, aren't they, Swindon?
Yeah.
So, as I say, it's. I think the difference as well is that we're scoring early. You know what I mean? We're scoring in the first 20 minutes, which we've not been doing. The first 6 games we didn't do, did we?
Yeah.
And then we're playing well for 20, 25 minutes, and then it was dropping off. Whereas now, we're 20, 25 minutes, we're 1-0 up, 2-0 up. And the teams that we're facing have got to change either the mentality or they've got to change the way they're playing, because we're ripping them apart. And then we can take the foot off the gas, rest up a little bit, you know. So
Nice.
I don't see
Nice.
I don't see how if we carry on scoring early goals, we'll carry on winning games, because I can't see that we're going to have anybody that's going to come and put 3 or 4 past us.
So it's nice winning games by half time, isn't it? Just lovely. I'm a big fan of it, to be honest. As much as I love a little bit of jeopardy, you can't beat being like 2 or 3 up at half time and just thinking, well, I'll take my time over this pint at half time, and that sort of thing, isn't it? It's all right. Yeah, more of that. Can we just keep on? I mean, I don't want it every week, though, do you? You don't want to. Don't want to be 2 or 3 up at half time every week. You need some jeopardy. You need some last minute winners and stuff, don't you?
Gets boring otherwise, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, we're almost at an hour already. Time has flown. Shall we move on to? Have we got any admin before we move on to getting reses?
No, but before I forget, good to see the lights. The Bagara statue all lit up.
Yes, Bagara statue.
Lovely.
Nice. Yes.
Have a bit of that. Thank you very much. Fantastic. I mean, it looked great anyway, but yeah, spot on that. Spot on.
Yeah.
I do love winter football. You know, I do love football on a winter's night. It's great. That Charlton game last season in the cup, where it's freezing. Oh, I love that, mate. Love it.
Yeah.
That's football for me. Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't make that one.
You were away, I think.
Was I away with work? Yeah, I think I was in Slovakia.
That's it. You were in Slovakia sampling the local brews.
I was, yes, getting shouted at by pro-Russian Slovakians. That's another story for another time. Yeah, you're right. I love winter matches as well. Even when when my lad played, I loved it in the winter. Getting all wrapped up. Nothing better than going to Edgeley Park. I'm not sure about being in the courtyard having a cold pint in the dark in the winter. There's just something about
get mulled wine on. Surely they have to get mulled wine on.
Hey, there's an idea, isn't it? There's an idea.
I'll bring my own wine and mull it myself. Don't bother me. Does not bother. I like it when I get to bring my hip flask to games. That's when you say I love the when you get those weird postponements at like early in the season when technically it's still summer, but there'll be just some weird so like the Queen dying last year, and you got like postponements like dead early, so you get these extra evening games, and it's like, yeah, it's good. It's good, isn't it? Like, those rearranged evening games in the winter. Oh, that's the dream. That absolutely love it.
Nice.
I could not tell you how much I love it. Did I tell you that I love it?
Yeah, you said, yeah,
Right.
you said
really, really good. Yeah, hip flask, nice bit of air. Go to Friary beforehand. Bit of chips and curry that'll warm the cockles. Oh,
sounds good, mate. Sounds good.
I might even go Salford next Tuesday. Let's be honest, I'm not going Salford.
No, I'm not going to Salford either.
I'm not going to Salford next Tuesday.
No,
I've not been Salford since National League North, when I told myself I was never going to go there again, no matter what. So, I'm a man of principles.
Are we getting reses then? What we thinking? I've got one. It's done the rounds on Twitter today, and I wholeheartedly agree with it. What can get in the reses is when you are asked who you support, you tell somebody, and then they say, "Who is your Premier League team?"
Yep, that can definitely go in the reses.
Yeah,
that can go in the no explanation needed for that. It's getting in the reses, isn't it?
Well, as someone who's spent a lot of his time like living and working in Manchester, like working in bars and stuff like that, you get people coming in and say, "Oh, are you a red or a blue?"
Yeah.
blue, but royal blue.
Yeah,
Like,
not the
"Ah."
blue you're thinking of.
And I said, if Stockport County, like, yeah, but City or United though. It's like, no, Stockport County. So yeah, but if you had to choose, like, if you had to choose City or United, which one? It's like, AIDS. I don't know. I'll take that, please. That'll do me. Jesus Christ.
Working on a lot of refineries that are in like the arseholes of nowhere type of thing. So you tend to have them round a lot of shitty little places. So there's quite a few like up near Grimsby and places like that. So you tend to find that you've got a lot of local fans. So when you say you're a Stockport fan, a lot of the time Grimsby laugh because they've generally beaten us.
Yeah.
No, fair,
For one reason or another. But yeah, so it's not too bad like that. But yeah, when you start going to other places and they go, who's your other team? Fuck off.
I always used to find it weird, like when I lived in Fallowfield, because obviously you get all the students coming from all around the country, and you'd go into like the Friendship Pub in Fallowfield just to watch whatever random match was on, and you'd see people in some weird shit. You see like a Stevenage shirt, and then just I love that, mate. I love see, but it's when it's a fan of. So I saw a Tranmere fan. In fact, there's a Tranmere fan in Manchester who found out. So when I found out that the Queen had died, I found out from Jedward. I found out from I was scrolling through Twitter, and Jedward had posted a video, and it's like, oh, the Queen Elizabeth II has died. There's my Irish accent. You are welcome. Available at parties and all sorts. So that's how I found out. So that day I was in Manchester, and it all came out like what was happening and stuff. Like it's clear that it was going that way, and obviously we were playing them. We were meant to be playing them that night.
Yeah, Tranmere.
Yes, on the Friday night, yeah.
And I was walking down Oxford Road in Manchester, and a guy in a Tranmere shirt walked past with his girlfriend. And for some reason, I just thought it'd be appropriate to say like, "Oh, don't look like we're playing each other tonight." Like he's gonna just know who I am and what I'm on about. I was like, "Oh yeah, the Queen's gonna die apparently." So just think of this poor sod, like one of those moments where it's like, "Where were you when you found out?" And he's like, "Oh, some specky lanky gobshite came up to me in Manchester and told me." Oh, poor guy.
He might have just had the shirt on though, because he got one of those random shirt things in the post. You know,
Mystery shirt box.
Mystery shirt box, yeah. And you're like,
Yeah, but they don't tend to send you British ones. It's foreign ones they send you.
oh, is it all the spare foreign ones they've got in the stock room?
Yeah. Although Liverpool is technically foreign, so well it must be because Paul Mullin has just been called up for Wales. So
Yeah, I don't get that. Can get in the reses as well. Don't understand the fascination with that at all.
you
Anyway,
might get a call up, Russ.
I've
No,
already got mine.
It's simple because his great grandma wants him for a long weekend in Bangor, so he's eligible.
You could have done a really funny joke there about.
I took Paul Mullin's nana to North Wales, Bangor. Well, not for lack of trying.
There you go.
My mother-in-law.
Go on, Waggy. What's your in the reses?
Accrington.
Okay.
Generally, I'd probably Accrington weather, but just Accrington. It can just get in the reses. It's like it's almost like the ground's almost like it wishes it was Salford, or Salford wishes it was Accrington. I'm not sure which way around it is, but yeah, it can just get in the reses. I've never been so wet in my life unless I've been in a bath.
Right, cool. Accrington can get in the reses then. Well, it probably already is. It's probably wet enough, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it is a reser.
I think it got in there ahead of that, to be honest.
What about you, Nick?
What
are you sticking with?
Well, annoyingly, I've had this in the chamber for a few weeks, and then the same thread, Russ, where you saw yours mentioned. I've also seen people mentioning the same thing I'm about to mention, and that is when any player, receives the ball 30 yards from goal, and people shout "shoot."
Yes.
And it's usually followed by the player seeing his name in lights, putting it over the railway end, and then shouts of "What the fuck are you shooting from there for?" And added to that, people who complain when we pass it across the back to open up space, but then as soon as we hoof it forward and lose it, well, what did you do that for?
Yeah, I saw them.
I guess
Yeah.
what I want to put in, Russ, is football fans. I suppose.
Well, yeah. Let's be more specific. Football fans that don't know what they're talking about. I mean,
Yeah. So again, most football fans, including myself, I don't know what I'm on about. But yeah, that whole thing of, especially when it's a play, when Ryan Crowsdale gets the ball 25, 30 yards out and people shout, it's like, not famed for his shooting, is he? Let's not bother.
Yeah. I you're right, mate. I had one near me weeks and weeks and weeks ago who said Ben Hinchcliffe kicked it out from a goal kick or a ball, ball back or whatever. Kicked it out, and he went, okay, hell, he does that all the time.
Yeah,
I'm thinking,
there's a couple near me that are always going on. Once, when he kicks it out, it's like,
yeah.
he's shit kicking. He's always fucking awful. He always goes out. He never does anything. And I'm like, hold on, didn't he release Collar to score, to get down the line to pass it for the first goal against Wrexham? Was that not same Ben Hinchcliffe? No, was that a different one?
I don't I mean, I think I've said it on here a million times before, but Ederson and Alisson are the two best goalkeepers in the world with the feet, and Ederson gets it wrong a lot. It's mad until you actually watch the City game all the way through. You don't realize just how much he does get wrong. I think Ben's distribution has always been good enough for the level we've been at. Always. It was worse than it is now, but even back then, it was still, for a Division 6 goalkeeper. I think it was fine. I think it's just, but I think there's a bit of a. It's a small section of the fan base, but I think there's a section that just write him off because of the manager he was signed by. I genuinely believe that. I think there's a school of thought that he's just a non-league goalkeeper.
I mean,
he was, but he's not anymore. Yeah.
He's proved he's not. But like we said, football fans don't know anything.
Yes,
it all comes full circle.
But saying that, I mean, the way I look, you can compare him to the distribution of opposite goalkeepers that we played, and they are all over the show. There's so many times that I'd say 60-70% of their balls, their kicking goes out, and it doesn't even go anywhere near a player. Whereas ours, Ben, fair enough, he does kick it out every so often, but I say at the end of the day, he's a League Two goalkeeper. He's not playing for England in the World Cup final, is he? You know what I mean? It's
no, well, you know what it's like. They want to press X, and it kicks the ball from the goalkeeper straight to the player that it's intended to every single time, don't they? That's what they want to do. They want to press that X button. I don't even know if it's the X button or not, but it's one of them buttons on the PlayStation.
Well, it depends if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, doesn't it? Because in a different place. So.
Have they both got X's? Have they?
Yeah, Xbox is A, B, X, Y.
Oh, right.
A is where the X would be on. So X on an Xbox is where the square would be on PlayStation. Bloody confusing. Right. Bloody confusing when you flip between consoles like I do. And what to do? Press A. I don't know which way it is.
You want to get Championship Manager 102 on your laptop, mate? It's quality.
I think I will do after we finish here.
Yeah.
I may well do. Take Russian and Diamonds on the. Is it easy to install and all that? Is it a lot of faffing or?
No. Well, for someone like me, no. I'm not sure about you. I couldn't get Netflix working earlier. So.
Yeah, I had to. No, I could get Netflix working. It was a driver problem with the update that my computer had done without my knowledge. I sorted it out. I rolled the drivers back and it was fine. Look at me using words like drivers and roll back like I know.
I know. Well, if you can roll drivers back, you can mount. You can mount the game and get it working. I'm sure you can. Just read the
Google it.
File,
just Google it.
I'm very capable of mounting.
Oh,
I've had Hot Girl Summer Russ.
And on that note, let's leave it.
Little bit of listener interaction. I'm looking for a name for my new phase because Hot Girl Summer's dead now. I flew
Okay.
too close to the sun. So Hot Girl Summer Nick is dead. And I need. I think I like the cozy winteriness, me. I like jumpers and big socks time. So something along them lines. I mean, I won't be as sexy in a jumper and socks, but can't be
No,
all,
but
can you?
you'll be cozy, won't you? Cuddly and cozy.
Exactly. That's my middle name. That's my middle name. Just cuddly and cozy.
Cuddly and
Yeah.
cozy.
Yeah.
Right. Let's leave it there. We've done an hour and 10. Cheers to everybody for watching and listening. Please do rate, review, like, and subscribe. Like the video now if you are watching live, please. We are on 21 likes. Let's bump that up. Helps with the algorithms and stuff. Cheers, Waggy. Cheers, Nick.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, lads.
Enjoy Saturday, won't you?
Hopefully.
I'll be dodging bullets in Chester because I'm going as Neil.
Rough there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got rough, yeah. And we will see.
Knowing you know your knees will click and you'll just stay walking around like that all day.
Stay that way, we'll be back with the Courtyard Club call over the weekend. If you've not listened to that, please do go to our Patreon. And there's one free tomorrow. There's one be available tomorrow from Accrington that's going to be for everybody to listen to. Please do that.
Free trial on there when you sign up.
Yeah, you can get a free trial. So we've got 53 patrons at the minute, which is brilliant. So thank you very much for that.
Much appreciated. And we are very close to. Well, I've been doing all sorts of stuff without you knowing, but we're very close to finalising our Christmas do for this year. So you're going to want to subscribe if you want it, because it's going to be we're looking at about 40 people being able to come. So
do you think you'll get a Dave Smith Never Existed before the Christmas do?
There's going to be 2 this month. 2 this month.
Like there was 2 last month. I'm just saying.
No, it's 1 last month. There was 1 due last month, and then because we did August, we did the August one, and it's a September one we missed. So there's going to be 2 this month. We just need to line up a time to do them.
All I'm saying is the fans are waiting.
Both of them.
Well, yeah. No, all 53 of them. They've all signed up. So come on.
They're all hanging on for it. But yeah. If they keep subscribing, they'll be able to get first dibs on tickets for our little Christmas do.
I'm looking forward to hearing the details about
Christmas quiz.
Is that fancy dress as well?
Oh, that's the idea.
Oh, no, it's not. I'm going to end it there before we get into this, right? Cheers, everyone. See you later.
Cheers.
This episode of the Scarf Bagara War was written, recorded and produced by Russ Johnson and Nick Lee. The music on the opening titles was produced by Dan Johnson. Subscribe wherever you get your content, as well as finding out how to join the TSBW fan club. Check out the links in the description or go to allthews scarfbagarawar.co.uk.